My name is Arthur. I am 85 years old. The silence in this house is heavy. Heavier than the oak furniture I spent a lifetime acquiring. Heavier than the awards gathering dust on the shelves of my study. In exactly 1 hour, if the doctors were right, and they usually are about these things, my heart will stop. It's a strange thing. No one clock is ticking down not to a meeting or a deadline or a flight, but to the end, the absolute end. And as I sit here, looking at my hands that are spotted with age, trembling slightly, hands that sign million-dollar contracts but never held a paintbrush after the age of 20, I realize my terrible mistake. It wasn't a crime. It wasn't a sin in the religious sense. It was something far more insidious. I spent 85 years living a life that did not belong to me. I wore a costume that didn't fit, spoke lines written by someone else, and now the play is ending, and I never once stepped out of character to show the world who Arthur really was. If you are listening to this, perhaps you feel that same costume tightening around your own chest. Perhaps you are walking a path that feels paved with someone else's expectations. If you want to learn from my scars so you don't have to bleed yourself, join this community by subscribing. It's not just a click. It's a promise to your future self that you will listen to the whispers of your own soul before they are silenced forever. It didn't start with a grand tragedy. It started with a whisper, a suggestion that hardened into a command. I remember the smell of my father's study, tobacco, old leather, and the sharp scent of ink. I was 18. I had a sketchbook tucked under my arm, filled with charcoal drawings of city streets, the way the light hit the puddles after rain, the tired faces of workers on the tram. I wanted to be an artist. I didn't just want it, I needed it. It was how I breathed. But my father, a man of industry, a man of steel and numbers, looked at me over his spectacles and said, "Arthur, art is a hobby. Law is a legacy. Do not waste the potential I gave you on scribbles." And just like that, I folded. I didn't fight. I didn't scream. I just closed the sketchbook. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself I would make money first, secure the family name, and then later, when I was safe and established, I would paint. But later is the most dangerous word in the human language. Later is a thief. Later is a lie. I remember my first day at the law firm. The suit felt stiff, scratching at my neck. The air conditioning hummed a sterile, lifeless tune. I sat at a mahogany desk that felt like a coffin. I remember looking out the window at a park across the street. There was an old man painting on an easel, capturing the autumn leaves. I watched him for 20 minutes, my heart aching with physical pain, a throb in the center of my chest. Then the phone rang. A client needed to sue a partner. A merger was in jeopardy. I turned away from the window. I answered the phone. I chose a legacy. Decades blurred. That's the terrifying thing about living someone else's dream. Time doesn't flow, it evaporates. You are so busy maintaining the facade, so exhausted from the effort of pretending to care about things that bore you to tears, that you don't notice the seasons changing. I married a woman who loved the lawyer, not the artist. She was wonderful, truly. Eleanor. She loved the status, the galas, the stability, but she never saw me. How could she? I never showed her. I remember our 10th anniversary. We were at a restaurant in Paris, the kind where the menu has no prices. She was talking about redecorating the summer house, about which private school was best for our son. I was looking at the waiter pouring wine, the way the red liquid swirled in the glass, catching the candlelight. It was a masterpiece of physics and color. I wanted to grab a napkin and sketch it right there. But the lawyer in me said, "No, Arthur, be dignified. Listen to your wife." So I nodded. I smiled. I ate the expensive food that tasted like ash in my mouth. If this story feels heavy in your chest, please share it. Send it to a friend, a brother, a stranger. You might save someone who is making the same mistake right now. Someone who is about to lock their true self away in a dark room for 50 years. The gradual loss wasn't dramatic. It was a slow erosion. The sketchbook I hid in the back of my closet, gathered dust. The charcoal turned to powder. My hands, once stained with graphite, became stained with ink from fountain pens, signing deeds and wills. I became rich, obscenely rich. I bought art, of course. I filled my walls with other people's dreams. Guests would come over and marvel at the oils and the watercolors, praising my eye for collection. They didn't know that every painting on my wall was a mirror mocking me. They were reminders of the cowardice that sat in my gut like a stone. My son, David, grew up distant. He sensed the hollowness in me. Children always know when their parents are playing a role. He became a musician, a drummer. My father would have hated it. The lawyer in me wanted to lecture him about stability, about pension plans. But the buried artist in me, he was jealous. I was jealous of my own son's struggle, of his cheap apartment, of his callous hands. At least he was alive. At least he was driving his own car, even if it was breaking down, while I was being chauffeured in a luxury hearse toward a grave I didn't dig. The realization hit me 3 months ago. The diagnosis came on a Tuesday. Pancreatic cancer. Aggressive. Inoperable. The doctor was kind, professional. He talked about palliative care, about getting my affairs in order. I almost laughed. My affairs? My affairs had been in order since I was 18. My will was drafted. My trusts were funded. My legacy was secure. But as I walked out of that hospital into the bright, blinding sunlight, I realized I had no affairs of the soul. I had a resume, not a biography. I went home and walked into my study. I looked at the awards. Top Litigator 1995. Partner of the Year 2003. Plaques. Wood and brass. I took one off the wall and threw it. It crashed into the fireplace, shattering. I threw another, and another. I raged against the waste of time. I cried, not because I was dying, but because I hadn't lived. I had been a ghost haunting my own existence, executing a program written by a dead man, my father, for a life he never had to live. And now here I am. The clock on the mantle says I have 1 hour left. The pain medication is making the edges of my vision soft, but my mind is crystal clear, sharper than it's been in decades. If I had only 1 hour left, actually, I do. This is it. This is the hour. I am not calling my broker. I am not checking the stock market. I am not polishing my legacy. I have asked the nurse to bring me something. It's on the table in front of me. A simple pad of paper and a stick of charcoal. For the next 59 minutes, I am going to draw. I am not going to draw anything grand. I am going to draw my hand. This wrinkled, dying hand that betrayed me for so long. I want to feel the scratch of the charcoal against the paper one last time. I want to smell the dust. I want to make a line that is mine, not a signature on a contract, but a line of beauty, of chaos, of truth. I am going to draw the light coming through the window, the way it catches the dust motes dancing in the air. Those dust motes are like us, brief, suspended in the light for a fleeting moment before falling into the dark. I want to capture that dance, and I will call David. I won't tell him about the will. I won't give him advice. I will tell him, I'm sorry I judged you. I was envious of your freedom. Keep drumming, son. Drum until your hands bleed. Do not let the rhythm of the world drown out the rhythm of your heart. Make your noise. Do not die silent like your father. I will spend this last hour being Arthur. Just Arthur, not the lawyer, not the millionaire. Just a man who loved the way light hit a puddle. It is a small rebellion. Perhaps a quiet revolution at the very end. But it is mine. Finally, it is mine. The paper is white. It is so beautiful. It is the most terrifying and beautiful thing I have ever seen. It is a blank slate. And for the first time in 85 years, I am not afraid of the blank slate. I am eager to fill it. My friend, you who are listening to this, you still have hours. You have days. You have years. You have a lifetime of blank pages ahead of you. Do not let anyone else hold the pen. Do not let your father, your mother, your society, or your fear dictate what you write. Tear up the script they gave you. Burn the costume. If you want to paint, paint. If you want to build, build. If you want to leave everything behind and live in a cabin in the woods, do it. The only tragedy worse than death is a life that never began. Look at your hands. They are yours. Use them. Now I ask you, and please be honest with yourself, for honesty is the only currency that matters in the end. If you had only 1 hour left, what would you do differently? What dream have you buried? What mask would you take off? Tell me in the comments. Let's make this comment section a library of truth, a memorial to the dreams we will no longer postpone. Write it down, make it real, and then go do it. The light is changing now. The sun is setting. It is time for me to draw. Goodbye, and please live.